All right, we have Araceli on today. She actually joined one of our programs. She was having a lot of problems with her health and learning how to maintain her lymphatic system made a big difference in her life and what I like to see even in her granddaughter's life. Araceli, thank you for joining us. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on? What was going on with your health before you
Oh my
joined?
God, so many things. But the main thing that I was going through it was a lot of acid reflux at that time. I had my neck was hurting a lot. My throat was hurting. When I first joined John, the first class, we started doing a little massage, and that helped so much. Just from one session, like the next week, I could, I didn't feel that tightness in my throat anymore. And the pain actually in my neck, it was on the side of my neck.
Yeah, and that's again, acid affects us, but that's right where our major lymph vessels are, right? So that
Yes.
acid waste was building in your tissues, constricting you. But it's more than just your throat, right? It could be affecting how we think and how we think in the future. And then you also, and again, you didn't have a session with me or anything. That's just learning from my course. In 1 week, you got rid of your neck pain and the
Yes.
tightness you felt.
And then I also had an accident. I fell down and I hurt my arm. I fell on my arm, my elbows, my knees, my arm, my right arm, I couldn't move it at all. I was trying to, even doing this, I couldn't do it. So the whole time we were doing the class, I couldn't even drain my neck. I had to do one side and then the other side. And then you helped me a lot because you told me to drain, to do this and drain my arms. So that helped a lot. Now I'm able to move it after 2, 3 weeks. I'm able to.
Right. And you couldn't move it at all. I remember during the classes, you were using one arm. And even using one arm, you were able to open up your neck. And then after a little while of the continuing with with the course over a few weeks, your arm started working a lot better. And I saw that you were able to start doing it again. So you had some a great improvement. When we have a
Yes.
trauma, it limits lymph flow out of our body. Now, one thing I really liked is that your granddaughter sat in, and that's my goal, is so that we can learn this and then teach our families. And
Yeah.
and she was so cute on there. And how is she doing with that?
Oh, she's doing really good. After the session that you did on us last week, she slept much better.
And
We
this
have,
is and this I want to clarify. This you actually did a distance lymphatic healing session with me
yes,
after the class. You did a few weeks of the class, and then we decided you decided to do a distance lymphatic healing session with me.
oh,
And
yeah.
not only did you benefit, but your granddaughter sat in on it, and whoever hears me during the sessions gets benefit. Would you tell us what you felt and what your granddaughter felt?
Yes. Well, for me, it was more like relaxed. I was very relaxed. I slept so good. I don't really sleep at night much. I sleep, very broken. So that day I didn't get up at all that night. I haven't been getting up at all since then, actually. And then my granddaughter also said that she was very, like, she didn't want to get up in the morning. And she is really more focused because we do homeschooling, and I see that she's more focused now. Since we done that session, I see that she's more focused on the work.
Right.
Before it was like she was forgetting everything we did the night before. Now she's really excited. Hurry up, hurry up. I don't want to be late. I want to continue the next page, and we're gonna fall behind. So it's really nice to see that,
That's
on her.
great.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
for
we
me,
want our
it
kid. I'm sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
sorry. And for me, I had just been, I wish I was doing this 100%, with my hand and everything. I was doing more of the lymphatic, but even like you said, even with the small things that I can do, I see an improvement. So I can wait when I can have full motion of my hand and eating really good because, we eat good and then we stop eating good. And so we don't get the full benefits. But I think that that's my goal for the next sessions or that I have with you is going to be to focus more on eating better and drinking a lot more water because I
Right.
noticed that that has helped a
And
lot.
that's what our program is really about. All of our programs. We don't just teach you how to drain yourself because that doesn't work. It works, but not as well. When we teach you how to use diet, some basic supplements, and I don't really sell any, it's things you have in your home, and some exercises, then the self-lymphatic drainage gets better. And your granddaughter actually didn't want to go to school the next day. She was tired. And that's typical what happens after they have a distance lymphatic healing session. That's the acid waste coming out, right? And it makes them more tired at first. You feel a little bit fatigued, but then it goes away during the day. But I'm so glad that she's thinking clearer because that's important for our children.
I think
Now,
so.
when you experienced the class, was it easy? Was it hard to follow, or was it step by step and easy?
Let me tell you something. I have known about lymphatic for the body and the face for 14 years, 15 years. I am an esthetician instructor. And so I teach the girls, that they need to drain, their mainly the face, so they don't have, problems with their acne or even it helps with, wrinkles, believe it or not, or you already know that. But I had no idea that there was something for the brain. So when I saw you on social media talking about the brain, I was so interested because, you not only show us how to drain the face, but also, all those zombie cells that you call
Right, right.
we get rid of them. And I think that I am seeing a big difference with that, but I didn't focus on that. But the classes were really easy to follow because you have a lot of information. I knew all this about lymphatic, but I didn't know everything that you told us. I had no idea. So it was very easy. We were always excited because my granddaughter is always sitting next to me, listening. Whenever I do a class, for my classes, she likes to listen. So this what she was very interested in. That's why, and you can see at the end of the class, you show us how to drain ourselves, and she's doing it also because she learned from you. So
That's right.
8 years old, so she learned. The classes are very easy to follow, definitely.
And this changes her life, right? Now she understands a little bit about the lymph system. She knows she can control it, and hopefully she'll have a lot healthier life than we've had with all our problems. So overall, if somebody was thinking of joining our course, but they've been sitting on the fence for a while, what advice would you give them?
I think that you really need to take charge of your health because if we're always relying on, I'm sorry, the medical side of, our health, and we only do that, we're always going to cut ourselves short because our bodies can heal. Our bodies can heal and lymphatic, I believe in it 100% now more than ever after the class. We need to heal ourselves. And I think that we need to take charge of that and say, like, okay, I have control of what is going on in my body. And if the time I'm a big believer of, if the doctor tells you like, okay, with me, acid reflux, you need to take this medication. I said, nope, I'm doing it the natural way. And I was doing, like my food was better. I wasn't eating the things that was triggering it, triggering the acid reflux. But I had no idea that lymphatic could help me with that.
Right. It's all about the
Yes, I
lymphatics.
was, I never took any medication, but I was taking apple cider vinegar every morning. Every morning. I've been taking it for months. Since I done the class, I haven't taken it at all. I swear. Remember, my granddaughter was always like, I don't want to smell that every morning, every morning. And I don't know why, automatically when I started taking your class, I stopped drinking it. And I just realized like 2, 3 nights ago that I haven't been drinking it, that I didn't need it anymore.
Yeah, a lot of people turn to apple cider vinegar. When I first published my work 20 years ago on how acid is stopping the lymphatic system, a lot of people I know started doing apple cider vinegar, but they weren't getting the results. And
Mm.
you confirmed that, right?
It's
And you
only
stopped the
temporary.
apple cider vinegar after months of taking it, followed our program, and the acid reflux went away as your arms started to get better, you're sleeping better, your granddaughter's thinking better. It's a win-win situation.
And
And
I
I know
think
it'll
that,
just get better and better.
everybody should know about the lymphatic. Everybody needs to be aware because it helps with a lot of illnesses, a lot of diseases. I know that for a fact. I've been reading a lot about it for all these years. And I think that we just need to take more control of our health.
Right. And the National Institutes of Health in 2023 found what I found 20 years ago, that disease begins with lymphatic system
Yeah.
dysfunction. So if we're not aware of our lymphatic system, then we're not going to be able to really heal ourselves as well.
I
All
want to
right.
tell you something really quick. I went to the doctor, I've been going to the doctor some for a while, because of this fall that I had. And so I told my doctor, like sometimes they believe in things and sometimes they don't believe in it. So he said, God, you're healing really fast, because he saw me when I fell down, nothing was broken. And then he said, you're healing really fast. And I said, do you believe in the lymphatic? And he goes, of course, the lymphatic is a big system in our body. And I said, okay, because not everybody, not all the doctors that I talk to believe in that. And he said, whatever you're doing, keep on doing it because it's healing really good. I don't see any swelling anymore. I don't see any bruising. And so I know that it was because of the things that I was doing every day. I was,
That's right. You gain control over your lymphatic system, something that most people don't know that we can do. And it helps our brain, our body, our organs. We gain direct control.
yes.
Araceli, thank you very much. And I want to say thank you to your granddaughter. She's great. And
I say thank you
I
to
know
her.
she'll keep things going on. Hi. All right. Keep it up.
Thank
All right.
you.
I'm glad you guys are having benefit. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you, John.
Bye.
Thank you for everything.